Hi, I'm Sarah Sayo, a proud alum of Columbia Law School, and now professor of law teaching criminal law, criminal procedure, and legal history. And I recently wrote a book titled Policing the Open Road: How Cars Transformed American Freedom. The mass production of cars, which happened early in the 20th century, created chaos, and governments throughout the country responded to this chaos and automobile fatalities by enacting a lot of traffic laws. An expanded group of citizens that included the well-to-do were encountering the police for the very first time, and they got upset whenever they were pulled over for a traffic violation. And so what the police were trained to do was to exercise their discretionary powers. Now, this might sound strange today because we think of discretionary powers as leading to arbitrary power. But in the early years, the emphasis was on the positive aspects of discretionary power. Police officers could show leniency, especially when they were encountering the more well-to-do citizens. Now, in the early years of the automobile, there weren't that many Black drivers, and so race wasn't a prominent issue until more and more Black drivers were hitting the road. And that happened in the late 1930s and really shot up right after World War II. As more and more African Americans were driving, a lot of them were experiencing driving while Black, which is discriminatory treatment on the road. Discretion essentially opened the door not just for arbitrary policing, but discriminatory policing on the basis of race. American society is a car-dependent society. And so it's really the automobile and the unique dangers presented by the automobile that have led to the tremendous growth in the police's powers. There are two possible ways to reform the abuses of policing on the road. One is to transfer the enforcement of traffic laws to another government agency that is not also tasked with enforcement of criminal laws. And so we're going to refocus traffic enforcement on promoting public order and safety. The only other solution that I've come up with to actually completely minimize discretionary and discriminatory policing is automated traffic enforcement, where you don't have human enforcers at all. So if there are no human enforcers, there's no discretion, and everybody gets caught. It so happens that traffic enforcement is such a big part of American life that it's a salient context for thinking about problems of policing and race.